Welcome to the SoCon preview show. My guy, Pierre Curtis, he's in his second year of Furman, and he's got a heck of a team this year. Coach, thank you so much for being with us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you got a good group coming back. You've got 3 players on the preseason all-conference first team, so you've got some talent. How's practice going?
Yeah, it's going well. I think super competitive with, like I said, I have those 3 kids, and I have Nevaeh Henley still as another kid, and Sydney Ryan. So we have some scoring power. So just trying to get them to the other side of the ball, right? Just defensively.
No.
Everybody. No, I think we learned last year we can't outscore people, right? So we got to play some defense. So it's been really competitive. Obviously, we've been off for almost a week now, just with everything going on. But we'll get them back tomorrow. We'll try to get it going a little bit more.
You do have 4 returning starters, and you didn't mention Henley, and you got your 4 top scorers back. But as you said, the other side of the ball is important. But what about the offensive side, Coach, with these 4 players? How's the chemistry going? Like, what can you build on from last year?
Yeah, I think I think I try to create a culture of just like whoever's open is the best shot. And we try not to hone in on one person so that the defense can hone in on them. But they're doing a really good job. They're sharing the ball really well. Everyone knows exactly what spots that each other's spot is, and we're doing a good job just getting them there, and they're scoring the ball. So they have a lot of confidence, knowing that they can score the ball. I think last year was a little bit of we were just trying to figure it out, right? I think myself was my first year. I think we had some kids who were trying to prove that they could play at this level. And now I think they know they could play at this level and be successful. So now it's just putting the pieces all together.
With all your experience, it's a fine line finding that confidence, right? I mean, you can have, as a shooter, you can have a really good day in practice one day, and you could just be off a little bit the next day, and that can affect the rest of your game. That's where the maturity comes in for your group, right? I'm assuming that that's one of the areas that you're looking for, because that maturity will play itself out on the defensive end as well.
No, for sure. I always tell them to trust their work offensively. Like they work really hard. And so I tell them like, hey, you might have one of those days where you just can't make anything. And I'm like, how else can you help the team win? Is what I try to have them focus on. Is when you're not scoring, what else are you doing to help the team? And so in doing that, they're focusing on rebounding or defending or whatever, and they don't even know that they had 12 points. So it's kind of one of those things that works for us.
Pierre, I want to get your perspective on this, because you've been in the league as an assistant and as a head coach. So you've been around the SoCon for a while. I think it's a really, really solid basketball league, especially on the women's side. There's so much parity in this league. And with 8 teams, and the 8 teams that have stuck together in a landscape where everything's shifting around, what makes the SoCon brand so strong?
I think it's what you said. We've been together for so long. And each school has a unique perspective about it. So you kind of what to expect from that school, regardless of who the coach is. You kind of know what to expect from a school like Mercer or things like that. But I think also it being a bus league, it's just everyone is so familiar with everybody in the league and things like that. So. But basketball wise, we were all recruit the same kids, and we're in the same area, so it kind of gets really, really competitive on and off the floor. But everybody's been great so far in our league, though.
It really is a good footprint, because it's in the ACC and the SEC. It's got strong academic schools. It is a benefit to getting on the bus. Let's face it. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that tout the charters and all that other stuff, but there is a benefit to being on the bus with your team. What do you like about being on the bus with your team when you're traveling around the footprint of the SoCon?
First off, I don't like to fly, so it helps me out so much. But it just gives you more time to really get to know each other, whether you're doing activities on the bus or just listening to music. They be in the back of the bus having a grand old time. I just think the more time you spend together, it gives you more time to bond and get to know each other. And for me, that's super important. Just with our team, is just how close we are off the floor. We put a lot more emphasis on leadership and team bonding this year, and I think it's hopefully it reaps the benefit. We reap the benefits of it.
What are some of the things that you may have done with your team to build on that? There's a lot of, people go zip lining or rope climbing or, all those things that you could do. What did you do anything special and unique?
No, I think I put my assistant in charge of just like little activities. We didn't do anything super big. We took a leadership course. One of my other assistants, she ran that leadership course, Haptitudes. We did that, um, and our girls really opened up and understood where everyone was coming from. But obviously, we did a foreign tour to Greece this year. That was the real big part of it. Is we have 6 newcomers, and it gave them a time to really get to bond together as a group. We split them up in different groups and whatever tours we were going on and things like that. And so I think Greece was huge for us and just that aspect of it.
When you take a foreign tour, you get the benefit of practice. And when you get the benefit of practice, there's some connectivity that can come with it. So there's obviously an education component to it. What do you think you gained the most from your trip to Greece?
Well, I think just a little bit more of the chemistry on the floor with some of our freshmen. Um, But then also, I think when we played those games in Greece, people realized they didn't have to they could be really efficient and get the job done. They didn't have to take 20 shots, which nobody on my team is going to take 20 shots to get to their 18. And I also think it's helping us now because, especially with the time we've had off, we're not teaching things as much. We're just like it's a refresher. We've already done it. Now it's just a refresher and getting reps in it instead of having to teach a whole new defense all over.
Well, you're one of the teams that returns 4 starters. I think the only team that returns 4 starters. So we'll look forward to watching Furman this year in the SoCon competing for a title. Thanks so much, Coach Curtis, for being with us.
Thank you. We're excited. I appreciate it.
Furman Paladins, the preview show. Jada Session and Kate Johnson. Ladies, thanks for being with us. So great to see you.
It's good to see you.
Jada, tell me a little bit about how things are going in practice right now. You guys have a little bit of an older group. You've got 4 returning starters. Tell me how practice is going.
It's honestly been good. Like the freshmen and then our grad, they've been picking up really well, following like how we do things and not trying to drift off. So it's looking forward to, it's going to be a good year, I think.
Kate, at 6'3", you're one of the bigger post players in the league. There's not a lot of size in this league. This is mostly considered a guard league. What are your advantages with your size and your skill set inside Coach Curtis's system?
I would say just having that size advantage over a lot of people. I think the past 2 years, I really learned how to take advantage of it in this league. And being able to have Coach P and have those guards around me who are looking for me constantly, it really helps get like easy buckets, easy scores, and just knowing that they're always looking for me on the inside. So, yes, ma'am.
One of the things I think that is an advantage for both of you is you come from competitive families, meaning you've had siblings, you've had parents, you've had competitive upbringing, because you can't have a bunch of athletes in your family and not know how to compete. Kate, your family is purple all the way through. Your mom and dad went to Furman. Tell me a little bit about how your parents' experience at Furman propelled you to want to do this.
So my mom graduated in 98. She played with former coach Jackie Carson, and so I grew up always being at Furman and going to games and everything. And then she was also my coach ever since I was little. She up until junior league, before she became an assistant principal at that high school, she coached at the high school that I went to. So I grew up with that coach, and I just grew up always being in a gym. Like she said, I slept through buzzers when I was younger because I was just always there. So I think just always being there and having that mindset of wanting to win all the time, because I saw it in my mom. as a coach. So I think that's what really made me the player I am today and the athlete and the competitive mindset I have today.
Yeah. How about you, Jada? I can see that all written all over Kate. I can see the same thing about you.
I would say my dad really helped me for basketball. Like he was my AU coach since I was probably in sixth grade. And so he really like laid out the foundation for me, made me fall in love because when my brother played, I didn't want anything to do with basketball. It was anything else but basketball. And then I had like a shift around middle school and he helped me like make it to this level.
You guys took a trip to Greece this summer. And when teams take a trip, usually there's a bonding experience that takes place. Jada, tell us a little bit about your bonding experience with your teammates and how that's going to help make this a really solid season for you guys.
I think it was good because a lot of the adventures we did, so bike riding and tours, we really got to see each other like in different elements, especially the new people who basically got thrown in this summer. And we probably had like a Zoom call with them, or a few of them came on visits. So it was just nice to get to know them, build the bond. And it's really been helping us lately because before this storm, we hang out every other day, every weekend, like we're doing something different together. And it's translating on the court so well.
So, Kate, Jada pretty much outlined some of the intangibles that come with a trip. Now tell me about the basketball side of it. You guys have 4 returning starters, including yourself. Tell me a little bit about how that experience in Greece is going to manifest itself this year in the season.
I would say all summer we practiced and we worked together and we did all that, but it's never the same as playing a game together. You never know like how someone's gonna react to things, how someone plays, or anything like that until you really get on the court and play other people together. So I would say just having the opportunity to do that and play with these new people and see their skill set and what they have to offer, and also the energy that they bring. I think it gave me a lot of it made me happy because it was so exciting to see how good everybody worked together, how excited and how enthusiastic everybody was on and off the floor. So I would say that's just really going to carry over into our season, is just how much energy everybody had on and off the floor.
Jada, you guys returned the top 4 scorers on your team from last year. So both you and Kate were double-figure scorers, and there's good balance in what you like to do offensively. Coach Curtis is talking about defense. Are we going to see a different defensive team this year? Because we know you can score.
Absolutely. Like defense has been what we've been harping on all summer, all preseason. And it's just like we need to get the job done. Like everybody knows we're more than capable on the offensive side. I think SoCon is going to be really shocked to see us defensively.
Kate, at your dinner table, I'm sure you guys were moving salt and pepper shakers and the ketchup around like you're running plays. And I know you've been around it your whole life. What is unique and special about this team? Because you've played on championship teams, you've been in a culture of a championship mindset, as you said. What is going to be different about this year?
I feel like the bond that we have on the floor and off the floor is just something that I haven't seen in a long time. And so I'm just really excited to be able to go out there and play not just for myself, but for my sisters on that floor as well. So that's something we really harp on, is doing things for your girls around you. Like if you can't do something for yourself, you're going to do it for the people who you love and who you care about. And that's something that we've really implemented on this team. And so I feel like it's already helped us get through some of those hard days. And we just say, like, when things get hard, you do it for the person standing next to you. You don't do it for yourself.
That's
And
nice.
so I think that has helped us a lot this year already. And I can see that taking us really far. So I think that's something that's going to make a real impact on this season.
That's servant leadership at its best, when you do the things that don't show up on the stat sheet and impact and influence winning. Jade, with the veteran group that you have and the 6 new freshmen that you have coming in, I'm sure you have some sort of leadership responsibility with these young players. What is one of the things that you enjoy about being that leader and that role model for these young freshmen?
I will say they make it easy. Like once we show them how to do something, once we tell them how to do it, they're good on like making sure the job is done, making sure that they don't do it astray and lead off to a different direction, a different route, what we're not known for. So I think that's the best part. They make it so easy to be a good teammate, to be a good leader.
Kate, Coach Pierre is such a likable guy, right? He's got an infectious smile and attitude about him. He loves to play and compete. He's got great joy. You mentioned the word happiness earlier when you were mentioning, how happy you are to be a part of the team and to see what's coming down the road. With all of your experience, what do you think will be the difference this year between this team having ultimate success?
Like you said, like it all goes back to being happy to play. There's obviously times when things get hard and it's hard to go out there on that court and give it everything you have. But I will say like that happiness part is key to it. And Coach P does a very good job of trying to keep all of his girls happy is what he says. So being happy and playing on the court, when you get those two things together, it's amazing what things can happen, and the wins you can get. So I think just playing with that happy energy and that positive energy just brings out a whole nother side of different teams. So that's what I think is really going to be key, is that happiness and playing with that joy and knowing that this opportunity we have is a great one. So yes, ma'am.
It's great, it's special, and it'll be unique if you guys continue to have that kind of incredible attitude about being good teammates and finding ways to win. Kate Johnson, Jada Session, thank you so much for being with us on the SoCon Preview Show.
Thank you.
Thank you.